Hello, my lovelies. I'm so sorry for yesterday's video getting cut off. I'm not actually quite sure how that happened. I'll just say Mercury in retrograde. But either way, let's go ahead and hop in and do an energy update for today. Because I can feel some things shifting. I feel like something unlocked in the last like 24 hours that, well, no, they're saying like 18 hours. So it's like the last 18 hours. Something has changed. Something has begun to soften in this connection. So let's go ahead and hop in and see what it's all about. All right. We're going to start with the Intuit Oracle, and I'm going to pull 3 cards from here, and then I may move into the tarot, but we'll see kind of where this takes us. Spirit, tell us the overall energy between the listener and their sacred love connection. So a couple of cards fell out. I'm going to put them back in, but I want to just name that one of them was the moon, which I believe came out yesterday, and then the double rainbow, which is divine intervention. And so I think that is not insignificant. So let's go ahead and see. I'm gonna shuffle 2 more times. Also, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, please do so by accessing the link below. I would love to start reading for more of you and getting helping you create some magic in your lives. All right, let's go ahead. Okay. Grasshopper. I think that came through Lighthouse and Jupiter. Okay, Wheel of Fortune. Interesting. So we have the Wheel of Fortune again, karmic cycles coming to an end. For a lot of you, your person, there's karmic cycles that needed to be wrapped up, and that's literally what's happening right now. So there's this, it's also the Wheel of Fortune is like, it's a sign of expansion. It's a sign of destiny. It's a sign that something has shifted and they're like at a turning point or has begun to shift. Completely unsurprising to me because I was feeling and channeling that energy. A corner has been turned. That's what they're showing me, is like a corner has been turned emotionally, mentally, physically. It's kind of like things are starting to shift. And this person, your love interest, is going to be taking a leap of faith in some way. It may not, we'll pull some cards around time frames and things like that. I think that we're still looking at sort of the end of Mercury retrograde happen. When that comes to an end, I think that will be when you'll be most likely to see the energy shift. But they have moved on from something. They're emotionally moving on and letting go of something that has not served them anymore, and they're about to take this leap of faith. Now, with the lighthouse, the keywords on this card say beware, warning. But really what I'm seeing about this is that you're a beacon to them. Okay. So if you've ever been in a coastal area where there's a lighthouse, the reason that they exist is as a beacon, right? To warn people and say, hey, not necessarily as a warning, but can be as a warning, but also like just to say, hey, like, look, when you can't see clearly, you have to know that there's land, right? That if you keep sailing in the dark, you will crash, right? What's interesting is that you have been their lighthouse, meaning that as they were in this dark time, as they were struggling, as they were trying to figure out, like, life is falling apart, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go from here? You probably don't know this, but they looked to you. They turned to you. You were the beacon of light that kept helping them to see things straight and to avoid, crashing and burning. And so they will tell you that eventually. They'll let you know that like that your energy or your messages, your encouragement gave them hope and helped them to stay the course. It's very, very beautiful energy. I really appreciate this and the energy that it's bringing. Do I want to shift cards? No. Let's pull 3 cards. Spirit, can you tell me how this person is feeling about the listener. So tell me how this love interest is feeling about the listener right now. So we've got book, firefly. That was one that fell out as well. Oh my God, you guys, you've got to be kidding me. You heard me shuffling. You heard me shuffle, so you know that I'm not just making this up, right? I swear you cannot make this. Anyway, like book, right? So the first keyword here is memory. Like this is not your first time loving this person. It's not their first time loving you. This is not the first time that y'all have been in love in a lifetime. And I keep hearing, I heard this message a couple weeks ago, and I made it into a meme, but then I didn't share it. So I still have it, but the meme was, or the graphic was, I wish I had met you sooner so I could love you longer, right? That's the message. They want you to know that they remember you, like their soul remembers you from like a past life. I think I mentioned this to you guys before. Like one of my favorite books is a book called A Knight in Shining Armor by Jude Deveraux. It's old. I read it when I was like 14 or 15. But it's one of my favorite love stories, and I read it almost annually because it's just one of my favorite, and I can always read it again and always find the same like joy in it. But it's a book about that kind of like crossing time for souls to connect. And so there's that piece. So like they're wanting you to know that. They're also they find you kind of mysterious. They want to read you like a book, right? They want to like it's like you see how that hand is on that book, and you know, if you're a book lover like me, like there's this kind of reverence sometimes if you get a book that's old or a favorite book. There's almost like this way of like caressing the pages that one does. And that's kind of how they feel. They feel like you're like a rare book, a rare find, and they want to explore you. They want to know the mysteries of you. They want to know your secrets. They want to know everything about you. They also find you very intelligent. They're attracted to your intellect, to your knowledge, your education, the way that you speak. They're very magnetized by that. Then we have the firefly. Remember, I think it was yesterday or a reading a couple days ago that was like the aha moment, like that they were going to be having that. And this is what this is. There's like an illumination. There's that chemistry. This is like that soul spark, that thing where it happens and you just know it. And you're like, oh my gosh. They find you magical. They're so attracted to you. They literally find you like so exceptional, so amazing that they're like, they even question sometimes like, is this person really into me? Because like they're so amazing. Look at how smart and educated and successful and magnetic they are. Like, would they really be interested in me? It's amazing. I mean, they are in awe of you. This is incredible. And the double rainbow. It's perfect timing, serendipity, cohesion. It also says divine intervention, right? So this is one of those things where like sometimes as humans, as earthlings, we can drag our feet on things and we can let our doubts and our questions get in the way of things. And so sometimes the universe has to step in and say like, basically like, if you two dodo birds don't do something, we're gonna have to do something here. We just watched Friday the 13th Friday. Wow. Why did I say that? Friday the 13th. That's so weird because that's not what we were watching. It was Back to the Future. So I'm not sure how those two got mixed in my mind, but whatever. maybe you guys have, maybe your love interest is named Jason or something. But anyway, in this movie, there's the scene where his parents meet because he gets hit by her dad's car, and that's how they fall in love, right? And so it's kind of like that, like serendipitous divine intervention. I'm not saying any of you are going to get hit by a car, but I'm saying that you might end up unexpectedly in the same place with them at the same time. And you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see you there. And it's kind of like, you know, turning the corner in the grocery store and you like run into each other and you're like, oh my God. And then you're like, what are the odds of this? Or what is such a coincidence? So weird to see you here. But they also feel like you're like a gift from God, like that they weren't looking for you, you weren't looking for them, and suddenly here they are, here you are, and the ascension process and the union process has started. This is amazing. Let's see. What actions are they likely to take, Spirit, in the next week? What actions are they likely to take in the next week? So we've got Eagle. Ooh. Okay. And Moon. That one came, I think that one came out too. When the cards, I told you there was some cards that fell. Pretty sure that one came out too. So these cards definitely wanted to come forward today. So we've got the Eagle, which says like rising up to the challenge. Like this is a person who they are kind of intimidated by the situation, by you, by your energy. They see in a really positive light, but they're going to rise to the challenge. They're going to say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Like, what's the worst that can happen if I, ask them to go have coffee with me? The worst that can happen is they say no, and I've got some egg on my face and I'm slightly embarrassed, but that's okay. They're going to take that, start thinking about taking that risk, taking the opportunity. They're also going to start seeing things from a different perspective. What is that saying? If you want to like rise up, you have to let go of the shit that weighs you down. And that's kind of what they're doing right now. They let go of the stuff that let them down or was weighing them down. Old relationships, old beliefs, old patterns. And now they're starting to rise up and see things differently. The world looks different from the air. If you fly over a city, if you ever go into an airplane, you see that where it's like you suddenly see the grid patterns of the way that the neighborhoods are laid out. You can't really clearly see that when you're driving down the street. You might know it, you're aware of it, but when you get above it, you get an aerial view. Suddenly things look very different. And that's what's happening, is they're starting to get a higher view of all of this. We have the ship, which is going places, moving forward, taking a trip, doing something. There's movement with this. So some of you might be traveling soon. I know that I will be traveling here shortly, and that may be like a catalyst for you. You might go on a trip. Like I know that the holidays are coming up, and so maybe you're planning to go visit family or something, and you're going, and that's going to be like a catalyst. The travel is going to open things up in some way. It's like maybe they feel your absence, or maybe it's just the timing, divine timing. We just had divine intervention and divine timing. So it could be that this shift happens while you're traveling, and then when you return to your home or to where you're going next, that's when the conversations unlock and things start to happen. That's kind of what that feels like, that this period of the next, like, what is that, like 2 weeks or so, is going to be really transformative. And again, we have the moon, right, which is about romance, intuition. There's like affection, there's like sensuality, the divine feminine. Like it's really like a magnetic connection. It's a magnetic pull that's happening. And at some point they're going to surrender to it. They're going to stop resisting and saying like, oh, what if I reach out and she like laughs in my face or whatever. They're going to kind of move past that and be like, well, I'll never know if I don't try. They're going to trust their gut and trust their intuition. that what you're like, that you actually are into them, and they're going to explore. I think they're going to really want to come forward with that. They're very attracted to you. It's not just your intellect and your kindness and all of that. They feel like a very sensual pull to you as well. They feel like, they feel all the things, and they're like right now just they've been trying to keep it under wraps, but they are having that soul spark, that recognition where they're like, this isn't just, what a casual thing. This is like a real thing, and they're feeling it. I love that so much. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pull some tarot. Give it to us straight, universe. Give us the clearest message possible. All right. Joy, action, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is, it's time. It's very, very soon. Very, very soon. You're going to start seeing action moving forward, right? This is one of the fastest moving cards in the tarot. This is like somebody's taking some steps and they're moving forward and things are happening. It's beautiful. I love this. And there's going to be joy and celebration, right? This is going to be like that kind of, the movie Waiting to Exhale, where they're like looking for all these things and trying to find these things, and then suddenly, like when they find it, there's like that, and that's going to be the joy and the celebration. And I do anticipate that when the two of you do come together finally, like, they're going to be like, hey, do you want to, their approach, again, I said this in the other video, I don't know if it was part of the part that got cut off, but they might kind of approach it in a very innocuous way, like, hey, there's this event, are you going to be there, right? And then or they might be like, I'm going to be at this particular place, like, do you want to, if you're in the neighborhood, come by and let's grab some coffee. It's going to be very non-threatening, low pressure type of situation. And then when you do, like, you're like, yeah, I'd love to, I'll come have like coffee with you. And then you guys sit down and talk, and you're having this conversation, and then they're going to say something like, I didn't, think that, I wasn't sure if you'd want to come. And you'll be like, why? Of course I would want to. Like, I love hanging out and talking to you. And then they're going to go, oh, okay, I wasn't just imagining it. I wasn't just thinking that they were into me. It's like going to be like where you both get really clear, like, oh, okay, yeah, we are definitely interested in each other, and that's what's happening right now. And then there's going to be that sense of relief and joy and celebration. Like, I'm so looking forward. I'm so looking forward to getting your comments and messages from you when you're like, yes, we're in union. We're together. It worked out. I look forward to that. I look forward to you like calling your best friend and being like, oh my God, guess what? Right? I look forward to that for you, that celebration and that joy. Like, we need joy in this world right now. Like, I read this quote the other day that said, we survive macro grief, which is like large scale grief, by micro moments of joy. And that's exactly what this is going to do. It's going to give you so much joy and so much happiness in a time that, like, we really do need that. And the energy it's happening. It's coming quickly. This is the Eight of Wands. So it really could be like within the next 8 days, things might start to shift and those conversations might start to happen. I really am hoping that that's the case. And then we have the Queen of Wands, right? This is just this beautiful energy that came through again yesterday. Powerful, confident, magnetic, being in your own power. This is what you're being asked to do. If you don't have a magnetic candle, like a magnetism candle where you've anointed and dressed with herbs and, ritual oils and things like that, get one. Get like a red or a pink pillar candle and pray over it and anoint it and do all the things and start to burn it and be in that space of utter and complete confidence that what you're looking for is coming your way, because it is coming your way. I was shuffling and this card came out. So I'm gonna put that down there. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and oh my God, the Six of Cups. This is a soul connection, guys. Like, it is. It just is. There's no denying it. This is a soulmate connection. This is your person. This is the person that you've loved throughout lifetimes. Going back to that book, A Knight in Shining Armor, if you haven't read it, I recommend it. It's very good, but it's that same energy about, you know, I will love you throughout lifetimes. And that you have loved each other throughout lifetimes. And this is coming back together to bring that together. Really abundant energy here. We've got this level of abundance, you know, material stability, abundance, and we've got emotional fulfillment and abundance, like, and then this connection from the past and like soulmate type of, you know, loving across lifetimes energy. It's really beautiful. So I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know if you have any questions. And again, please let me know how things are progressing for you. I'm curious, for those of you that are listening, how your relationships are shaping up, because I really want to see how it's all working. Okay, talk to you soon. Bye.